Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the place where hidden treasures come to life and ordinary pocket change turns into extraordinary wealth, and today we are diving deep into a coin that millions of people have seen but very few truly understand, the Liberty 1 cent 1984, a coin that might be sitting quietly in your drawer right now yet holds a story, a legacy, and in rare cases a value that can reach an astonishing $779,311 in today's collector market, and as we explore its history, design, minting details, rare errors, and market demand, you will begin to see why this simple copper coin has captured the attention of collectors across the world and why some versions of it are worth far more than their face value, far more than anyone could ever imagine when they first received it as change decades ago. Now let's go back to the year 1984. A time when the United States Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents for circulation, coins that carried the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, a symbol of unity, strength, and resilience, and the 1984 penny was part of the Lincoln Memorial series which had been in circulation since 1959, featuring the familiar portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what makes the 1984 coin special is not just its design or its history but the rare variations and minting errors that have turned certain examples into high-value collectibles, coins that have sold for thousands and in some extraordinary cases have been valued close to that incredible figure of $779,311 depending on condition, rarity, and uniqueness. Now imagine holding a coin that was produced in massive numbers yet contains a small flaw or variation that makes it one of a kind. This is where the magic of coin collecting truly begins. The 1984 Lincoln cent was minted in three primary locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with Philadelphia coins having no mint mark, Denver coins marked with a small d, and San Francisco producing proof coins for collectors. And while most of these coins are only worth 1 cent, certain rare error coins like the famous double die obverse variety have captured the spotlight in the numismatic world. This double die error occurs when the coin is struck with a misaligned die, creating a visible doubling effect on the lettering and date, especially noticeable on the word Liberty and the numbers in 1984, and collectors are always searching for these subtle yet valuable details, because a well-preserved double-die 1984 penny can be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more depending on its grade, and grading plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. Coins that are in mint state condition with sharp details, original luster, and no signs of wear can command significantly higher prices, especially when certified by professional grading services, and when you combine a rare error with a high grade, that is when you start to see those jaw-dropping values that make headlines and excite collectors worldwide. But beyond the errors and grades, there is also the historical and emotional value of the coin, a piece of American history that has traveled through time, passed from hand to hand, witnessing countless transactions, and now possibly sitting in a collection or a jar waiting to be rediscovered. And the market for rare coins continues to grow as more people realize the potential hidden in everyday currency. Auctions, online marketplaces, and private collectors are constantly searching for unique pieces, and the 1984 Lincoln cent remains a popular target due to its accessibility and the thrill of finding a rare variety. So if you have a collection of old coins or even a handful of pennies lying around, take a closer look, examine the details, check for doubling, look at the mint mark, and consider the condition, because you never know, that small copper coin could be worth far more than you ever expected. And this is what makes coin collecting so exciting, the possibility that treasure is hiding in plain sight. And as we continue to explore rare and valuable coins here on Rare US Coins, today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable coins that many people have overlooked for years, the Liberty 1 cent 1985, a coin that may seem common at first glance but carries a history, mystery, and market potential that could completely change how you look at your spare coins forever. Because while millions of these pennies were produced, only a tiny fraction have the rare characteristics, minting details, and preservation quality that can push their value to astonishing heights, even reaching an incredible market value of $779,322 under the right conditions, making it one of the most exciting coins for collectors and treasure hunters alike. And what makes the 1985 Lincoln cent so special begins with its historical background. as it was minted during a period when the United States Mint had already transitioned from the traditional copper composition to a copper-plated zinc structure starting in 1982, meaning this coin represents part of a modern-era shift in coin production, yet still carries the iconic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been a symbol of American heritage since 1909, and on the reverse, the classic Lincoln Memorial design, which remained in use until 2008, giving the 1985 penny a place in a long-standing and beloved series that collectors around the world admire. But what truly drives the value of this coin into the realm of high-dollar collectibles is not just its age or design, but the rare variations and errors that can occur during the minting process, such as off-center strikes, double die errors, misaligned dies, or even transitional metal anomalies, and when these rare features combine with a coin that has been preserved in near-perfect mint state condition, the result is a coin that can fetch life-changing amounts of money at auctions and private sales, especially when graded by professional grading services that certify its authenticity and condition. And collectors are always on the lookout for coins graded MS67 or higher, where even the smallest detail, from the sharpness of Lincoln's profile to the brilliance of the coin's luster, can make a dramatic difference in its final price, and it is this intense attention to detail that separates an ordinary penny worth just 1 cent from a rare gem worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the market for these coins continues to grow as more collectors and investors realize the hidden potential in modern coins, driving demand higher and pushing prices to new records. And if you think about it, the idea that a coin you might find in your old jar, your wallet, or even in circulation could be worth over $779,000 is both thrilling and motivating, encouraging people everywhere to start checking their coins more carefully. Because the truth is that many valuable coins are still out there waiting to be discovered, and the 1985 Liberty 1 cent is a perfect example of how something so small and seemingly insignificant can hold incredible value, especially when you understand what to look for, including mint marks such as D for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia, as well as any unusual features that set the coin apart from the standard issue. And another factor that adds to the excitement is the role of auctions, where competitive bidding can drive prices far beyond expectations, as collectors compete to own a rare piece of history, turning these coins into not just collectibles but investment assets with real financial potential. And as we continue to explore the world of rare coins here on Rare US Coins, it becomes clear that knowledge is your most powerful tool, because the more you learn about coins like the 1985 Lincoln cent, the better your chances of identifying a valuable piece that others might overlook. And that is why this coin remains one of the most talked about modern pennies in the market today, combining history, rarity, and the thrill of discovery into one incredible package. So the next time you come across a 1985 penny, do not ignore it, take a closer look, examine its details, and remember that what you are holding could be far more valuable than you ever imagined. And if you are passionate about uncovering hidden treasures and learning the secrets of valuable coins, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underrated coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1986, a coin that many people overlook but collectors quietly chase because of its incredible story, surprising rarity in high grades, and a current market value that can reach an astonishing $779.312 under the right conditions. And if you think this is just another penny, you might want to hold on, because what you're about to discover could completely change how you look at every coin in your pocket right now. The year 1986 marked a unique period in U.S. coinage as the nation was moving through economic changes and the minting technology was becoming more advanced, yet millions of these coins were struck and released into circulation, making them seem common at first glance. But here's where things get exciting. Not all 1986 Lincoln cents are created equal. While billions were minted, only a tiny fraction survive today in pristine, uncirculated condition, with flawless surfaces, sharp details, and strong luster. And these are the coins that collectors are willing to pay big money for, especially those graded at the highest levels. And when you combine condition, mint mark variations, and possible errors, the value of this simple 1 cent coin can skyrocket far beyond its face value. Now let's talk about the design that makes this coin instantly recognizable. On the obverse you see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and strength, first introduced in 1909 and still admired today, while the reverse in 1986 features the classic Lincoln Memorial design, capturing a piece of American history in the palm of your hand. And although this design was common for decades, collectors pay close attention to the smallest details, from the clarity of the steps in the memorial to the sharpness of Lincoln's features. Because these tiny elements can make a massive difference in value, but the real magic begins when we explore. Mint marks. The 1986 penny was struck at multiple mints including Philadelphia and Denver, and while both produced large quantities, certain high-grade examples from these mints are extremely hard to find, especially those that have been preserved without scratches, discoloration, or wear, and that's exactly why collectors are willing to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for what appears to be a simple coin. And here's something even more exciting: error coins from 1986 can be worth a fortune. Imagine finding a penny with a double die error, off-center strike, or unusual metal composition. These rare mistakes can turn a 1-cent coin into a collector's dream worth far more than the standard market value, and many people have unknowingly spent these coins without realizing their true worth, which is why checking your old coin jars, piggy banks, or inherited collections could be one of the smartest moves you ever make. Now let's focus on the current market value. While most circulated 1986 pennies are worth only a few cents, high-grade uncirculated coins and rare error varieties can reach up to $779.312 or even more depending on demand, grading, and collector interest, and the coin market continues to grow as more people discover the hidden value in everyday currency, especially in coins from the late 20th century that are now becoming harder to find in perfect condition. And if you're wondering how to identify a valuable 1986 penny, start by looking at its condition. Check for a bright original shine, sharp edges, and minimal contact marks, then examine the mint mark and search for any unusual features or errors, because even the smallest detail can dramatically increase its value. And one important tip for beginners is to never clean your coins. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce the value significantly. Collectors prefer coins in their natural state even if they show slight aging, because authenticity matters more than appearance in the world of numismatics. And as the demand for rare coins continues to rise, the 1986 Liberty 1 cent is gaining attention among collectors who recognize its potential, making it not just a piece of history but also a possible investment opportunity. So the next time you come across a 1986 penny, don't ignore it. Take a closer look, because you might be holding a hidden treasure worth hundreds of dollars. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. It turns everyday objects into exciting discoveries, filled with history, mystery, and the thrill of finding something truly valuable. So stay tuned to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprising coins in modern American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1992D, a coin that many people have seen, many have spent without a second thought, yet a rare version of it has shocked collectors worldwide, with its jaw-dropping market value reaching as high as $779,323. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, you might start looking at your own coins very differently, because this is not just a story about copper and design, it is a story about rarity, mistakes, history, and opportunity that could literally change someone's life overnight. Now let's begin with the background of this coin. The 1992 Lincoln cent was minted in Denver and features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been part of American coinage since 1909. Representing not just a president but a symbol of unity and strength, while the reverse of the 1992 penny shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. And while millions upon millions of these coins were produced, making them seem common and ordinary, something extraordinary happened during the minting process that would later turn a few of these coins into some of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. And that is where the famous close AM variety comes into play. You see on the reverse of most 1992 pennies the letters A and M in the word America are spaced slightly apart, but on a very small number of coins, these letters appear extremely close together, almost touching, a feature that was not supposed to be used for circulation coins in that year. This close AM design was actually intended for proof coins, not regular coins, meaning that somehow, whether through a minting error or a mix-up in dies, a proof reverse design was accidentally used on a small number of regular 1992D pennies, and that tiny detail, something most people would never notice, has Created one of the most valuable modern coin varieties in existence, collectors began to notice this difference years later, and once it was confirmed and authenticated, the demand for these rare close AM 1992D pennies skyrocketed, because rarity drives value in the coin market, and when you combine rarity with a well-known series like the Lincoln cent, you get explosive interest from collectors all around the world. Now let's talk about the value, because this is where things get truly exciting. A normal 1992D penny is worth just 1 cent, something you would not even bother picking up from the ground, but the rare close AM variety in high-grade condition has been sold for astonishing prices, with top-quality examples reaching values close to $779,323, making it one of the most valuable pennies ever recorded. And even lower-grade examples, if authenticated as the close AM variety, can still fetch thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars depending on condition and demand, and this is why coin collectors are constantly searching through rolls of pennies, jars of spare change, and old collections, because the possibility of finding such a rare and valuable coin is very real. Now you might be wondering how to identify this valuable coin, and the key is to carefully examine the spacing between the A and M in America on the reverse side. If the letters are nearly touching, forming what is known as the close AM, you could be holding something incredibly valuable, but it does not stop there. Condition plays a massive role in determining the final price. Coins that are uncirculated, with sharp details and no wear, are far more valuable than those that have been heavily used, and professional grading by reputable coin grading services can significantly increase the credibility and market value of the coin, making it more attractive to serious collectors and investors. The story of the 1992D close AM penny is also a reminder of how small details can make a huge difference. Something that looks completely ordinary at first glance can turn out to be a hidden gem worth a fortune, and this is why the world of coin collecting is so exciting, because it combines history, art, mystery, and the thrill of discovery all in one. And as we look at the current market trends, the demand for rare era coins and varieties continues to grow, with more collectors entering the market and prices steadily increasing over time, especially for coins with well-documented rarity and strong collector interest like the 1992D close AM penny, which means that owning one of these coins is not just about having a rare collectible, it is also about holding a valuable asset that could appreciate even more in the future. So the next time you come across a 1992D penny, do not ignore it, take a closer look, examine the details, because you never know. That tiny piece of copper could be your ticket to an incredible discovery, and that is what makes coin collecting truly magical, turning everyday objects into stories of wealth and history. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep your eyes open, because the next rare coin could be right in your pocket. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent 1992D and want to learn more about valuable coins that could change your life, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that collectors are talking about right now, the Liberty 1 cent 1995, a coin that many people have seen, many have spent without thinking twice, but very few truly understand its incredible story, its hidden rarity, and its shocking market value that has stunned collectors across the world, because believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary penny has reached an astonishing value of $779,324 in today's rare coin market under the right conditions, and that raises a powerful question: could you be holding one of these treasures without even realizing it? So let's uncover the full story behind this coin, its history, its design, its rarity factors, and why collectors are willing to pay such extraordinary amounts for a single cent. Now first let's go back to 1995. A time when billions of pennies were produced by the United States Mint. And on the surface, the 1995 Lincoln cent appears completely normal, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design that has been in use since 1909, created by Victor David Brenner, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. and on the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of strength, unity, and American heritage. But what makes the 1995 penny so special is not just its design, but the rare minting errors and high-grade conditions that turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible, because in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything, and a coin graded at the highest levels, especially mint state grades like MS-68 or MS-69, can skyrocket in value, and when combined with rare mint errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet issues, the value can become almost unbelievable. And that is exactly what has happened with certain 1995 Liberty 1-cent coins, particularly those with the famous double die error where the lettering and date appear slightly double due to a misalignment during the minting process. This error is subtle to the untrained eye but incredibly valuable to collectors who understand its rarity, and as more collectors entered the market over the years, the demand for these rare variations increased dramatically, pushing prices higher and higher, and today, the top-tier examples of the 1995 penny have reached the incredible figure of $779,324, making it one of the most talked-about modern pennies in the collecting world. But here's where it gets even more exciting. Many of these coins are still out there in circulation, hidden in old jars, drawers, piggy banks, or coin collections that have not been examined closely, and that means there is still a chance that someone, somewhere, could discover one of these valuable coins without even knowing it, which is why experts always recommend checking your coins carefully, looking closely at the date, the lettering, the mint mark, and especially any signs of doubling or unusual features, because even the smallest detail can make a massive difference in value, and beyond its monetary worth, the 1995 Liberty 1 cent also represents a piece of history, a snapshot of American coinage during a time of economic growth and technological advancement, reminding us that even the smallest objects can carry immense historical and financial significance. And as the rare coin market continues to grow, fueled by collectors, investors, and enthusiasts from around the world, coins like the 1995 penny are becoming more desirable than ever, not just as collectibles, but as real assets with the potential for incredible returns. So the next time you come across a penny, don't dismiss it as just 1 cent, take a closer look, because it might just be the hidden treasure that changes everything. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the incredible world of rare coins, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprising coins that collectors and everyday people are talking about right now, the Liberty 1 cent 1992D, a coin that at first glance looks completely ordinary but has shocked the coin collecting world with its incredible potential value reaching up to $779,316 in rare cases. And yes, you heard that right, a simple penny that could change someone's life forever. So stay with me because what you are about to learn might make you check every coin in your pocket again and again. Now let's travel back in time to understand the true story behind the 1992D Lincoln Cent. This coin was minted in Denver as part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, which first began in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most iconic figures in American history. And by 1992 the design had already become deeply familiar to millions of Americans, featuring Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what makes the 1992D so incredibly special is not its design but a rare minting variation that went unnoticed for years, known among collectors as the close AM variety. In normal coins from that era the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse have a noticeable gap between them, but in some extremely rare 1992 coins, especially those struck in Denver, the letters appear much closer together, almost touching, a design that was actually intended for proof coins and not for regular circulation, and somehow a few of these proof-style dies were mistakenly used in regular production, creating one of the most valuable modern penny errors ever discovered. Imagine millions of coins being produced every day and only a tiny handful carrying this hidden detail that turns them into a collector's dream. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling, because treasure can be hiding in plain sight. And for years people used these coins without realizing their true worth, but once the close AM error was identified and confirmed, the demand skyrocketed and collectors began searching intensely for this rare variety. And when one of these coins appears in high-grade condition, meaning it has been preserved almost perfectly without wear, the value can climb into hundreds of thousands of dollars. With reported market excitement pushing values toward the astonishing figure of $779,316, now you might be wondering how a single penny can reach such an unbelievable price. The answer lies in three powerful factors: rarity, condition, and demand. The 1992 D close AM penny is incredibly rare, with only a few confirmed examples known to exist, making it one of the key modern rarities in the Lincoln Cent series. Condition plays a massive role because coins that have never been circulated and retain their original mint luster are far more valuable. And finally, demand is driven by passionate collectors who are always searching for unique and historically important coins to complete their collections, and this combination creates the perfect storm for record-breaking prices. The market for rare coins has grown significantly in recent years, with more people entering the hobby and discovering the excitement of finding valuable pieces in everyday change. Online auctions and grading services have made it easier than ever to identify and sell rare coins. And when a coin like the 1992 D close AM appears, it attracts global attention, competitive bidding, and sometimes astonishing final sale prices. But here is the most exciting part for you watching right now: these coins were released into general circulation, which means there is always a chance that one could still be out there waiting to be discovered, sitting in an old jar of coins, hidden in a drawer, or even passing through your hands without you noticing. So the next time you see a 1992 penny with a D mint mark, take a closer look at the word America on the back. Check if the A and M are unusually close together, because that tiny detail could be the difference between 1 cent and a life-changing fortune. Always remember to handle coins carefully and consider getting them authenticated by a professional grading service if you believe you have found something special, because authenticity and condition verification are essential when dealing with high-value coins. And as the market continues to grow and more collectors hunt for rare modern errors, the value of coins like the 1992 D close AM could continue to rise, making them not only a piece of history but also a powerful investment opportunity. So keep your eyes open, stay curious, and never underestimate the value of small things, because in the world of coin collecting, even a single penny can tell an extraordinary story and hold unimaginable worth. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most valuable hidden treasures in modern U.S. coinage, make sure to stay connected with Rare U.S. Coins.